Well, there's a positive start. There's a positive start. I got the wrong intro started, so let's try again. The beautiful thing now is it can only get better, right? It can only get better. Well, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Welcome. Welcome to the EPL Preview Show with myself, Chris. As you can probably see, Gary's not having a moment or a meltdown. He's actually not available tonight. We had the folks of the team at the EPL behind the scenes crew and whatnot. We had a little mix up with the schedules. So it's going to be me tonight. It's going to be me plugging along all by myself on the show. So we'll get through it. We'll have a good time. So if you want to join in on the comments, put something in there. Let me know I'm not going crazy by myself as I try and figure this out and maneuver it around and all the good stuff as well. So again, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. If you've not been involved before, this is our Thursday night EPL preview show where we talk about everything Premier League. We focus on the games that have happened last week, and we talk about what's coming up this week. This week's a little bit different because it's just me. And there are no games this week. So we're going to talk about all about what happened last week and some other cool stuff. We'll have some questions. We'll have some polls. We're basically just going to have some fun. It's just me, so I can do whatever I want tonight. So again, welcome to the show. If you've not done so already, I'm sure you already have. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram. But subscribe on YouTube. You get all the latest videos. This is going live on YouTube. It's also live on Facebook as well. So if you want to tune in and watch along, more than welcome. Jump in the comments. If you get bored and you want to join me on the show in the studio, let me know. I'll try and figure out how to get you online as well, because Gary was the whiz, right? Gary was the brains behind the operation, so should we say. So I'll talk about Gary for a second because he's not here. He's ditched me tonight. He's gone for some fancy some Celtic thing in the city. So it's just me. So what should I talk about? Let's talk about mine and Gary. Gary stayed in the beautiful game of soccer, and I'll read you out some of his credentials because we do get people questioning in and writing into to EPL across the pond, and they always have a question of, he says, "Who are you two middle-aged English people talking about football?" Granted, I played at a decent level, but I left the game many, many years ago. Gary's still in the game, so I want to read you his credentials because he's very honest. He's very humble. He doesn't kind of big himself up of how good he is at what he does. So Gary is USSFA license certified. So he is a United States Soccer Federation A license. He's a New Jersey high school, county, and state champion twice. US Youth Soccer Under 18 national champion. He's also a talent ID scout for the US Soccer Youth national teams. Not something he asked me to read out on the show, but something that he should be very proud about with his ability to coach talent and recognize talent in the world today. Just before we get to the games, because one of the things Gary isn't very good at, and that's kind of predicting games. He's not the best at predicting games and that kind of thing. But this week we're going to have a bit of a poll. So we're going to have a little poll of a poll that we'll start it tonight, but we'll keep it going for let's keep it going for a couple of weeks because we want to see where we get this to. So our poll is going to be very simple. Who is going down? Who is going down? And the poll we're looking for tonight, and we'll continue this into our social medias with Instagram, with Facebook and whatnot, is we're going to keep this poll going, and we want to know who is going down. So we're officially going to start the poll tonight, taking into consideration that I think it's fair to say that Wolves and Burnley are looking like they're pretty much going to drop. So the question is, who's going to take that third spot? Is it going to be Spurs? Is it going to be Leeds? Is it going to be Forest? Or is it going to be West Ham? So click on the comments. We'll post this to the social media posts afterwards as well. So let us know who you think is going to take that third spot in the drop. And we'll have a sum it up and we'll round it up and we'll probably give... we'll see what the answers are for next Thursday's show so we can see kind of where we're at from that kind of stage as well. So pretty excited. We're going to get the poll going of who you think is going down. If you think it's someone else off that list, put it in the comments. Put a little comment in there to let us know who you're going for, to think you're going to go down as well. If you have an opinion, you want to get involved in the chatter, reach out in the comments section. And again, I'll try and figure out if someone puts a comment, I'll try and figure out how to put it on the screen. If not, I'll just read it out, make it up, or whatever works, so to speak, from that kind of bit. So let's talk about last week's games. Last week's games. Who did you guys have as your lock? Who was your shock? Who was your surprise package of the weekend? And what do we really think from that kind of good stuff? And what went forward for the games and everything? Let me try and find out where my magical predictors are. bring a bit of life back to their season as whatnot and other things. So other games of note from the weekend: Fulham, fantastic win against Burnley 3-1. Everton, was that the shock of the week? Let me know what you think. Was that the shock of the week? Everton blasting Chelsea away at home. Another question I might put up there, a question that could be a poll further down the line as well. Will Everton reach a Champions League position? Could Everton steal a Champions League position, climbing up the table, maybe at Liverpool's expense? Wouldn't that be something? Gary's not on the show tonight, so he can't defend himself. Yeah, Leeds 0, Brentford 0. The games note of the weekend. I think that was it. Yeah, that was all the games for the weekend. So pretty cool, pretty concise little weekend's bits of football. Again, if you've not done so yet, I'm going to bring this up a few times during the show if I can find the thing. Who is going down? Who is it? Who is going down this season? It's going to be tight at the bottom. Let's bring my little poll up. Is it going to be Spurs? This is the third team. We're taking into consideration that we think that Burnley and Wolves are going to go down. Is it going to be Spurs? Is it going to be Leeds? Is it not going to be Forest or West Ham? Put your section in the comments. We'll carry this over onto our social media posts as well. And next week we'll announce the winners of who you think that's going to be from who you think is going to go down as well. So, question time. Gary is the man of the hour, the man of the questions. Gary and Chris's proper dead hard Thursday trivia question. Now, Gary's been out for a little bit for this, and there was some controversy that came up with regards to one of the questions that Gary had put in the past in a bit. So, it's we'll have a little bit of fun on the Gary and Chris's proper dead hard Thursday trivia quiz. Are you ready? I was looking at different things in there. Are you ready? Name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. Let's name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. Now, Gary does not like to give any clues, any kind of hints away. However, Gary's at a party tonight and he's not involved. It is me involved in the show. So I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to give anything that's going to come out of my mouth. But the question is, name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. We're not even saying how many there are. We're just asking you to name them. So again, put it in the comments section. If it's on socials, put it in the comments on Instagram or Facebook, and we're going to announce the winner of this. We actually have a winner, could be winners, on next Thursday night show. So again, I'll read the question. This is our Gary and Chris's proper dead hard Thursday trivia quiz. Question. Name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. Think about it. Think about it. It's a pretty tricky one to get. It's not the easiest thing to get as well. But once you really start to think about it, I think they'll come pretty quick as well. Give a little shout out to Heavy Kev. Heavy Kev's been making the circuits, and if you watched last night's World Cup Wednesday, Heavy Kev made a little debut on the end of the show. We're going to try and see if he's around tonight. Try and get him on the show if he is. If not, we look forward to seeing you on future shows coming down the line as well. So what else should we talk about? What else should we talk about on this little show have we got to talk about where it's pretty much just me? Talked about the football, talked about Gary. We talked about last weekend's games. There is no Premier League games this weekend. So one of the things that will come up as we look at schedules is what are people's opinions and what do people think when there's now such a big break before the next Premier League games start? Obviously, there's an international break, which we see, throughout the season at various different points and various different times. But with the international breaks and the World Cup qualifiers, we're actually getting 2 back-to-back weekends of no Premier League action. And that gives a fantastic opportunity for teams that are trying to stay up, try and push for Europe, go on to try and, win cups, win trophies, qualify for Champions League, that kind of side of things. So what does everybody think? Put something in the comments. What do you guys think about, is it right to have such a big break during a season? Does it break people's momentum if they're on a little bit of got a couple of victories together and they've got a bit of a positive run of games that are going together? Does it kind of put people off if they're going through a hard time? If it's back to the I don't want to mention it because I really shouldn't mention it because it's not nice to do. If it is going to go there with the Hugger Hotspur campaign, is that something we really want to go down that? I'm looking for the thing on the side, but I can't find it. So there won't be a Hugger Hotspur campaign just this second. Maybe in a second. Yeah, there is. There's the Hugger Hotspur campaign. Is it a question of just that simply Spurs taking a little bit of time now? Now they've thought they were going to be okay after getting a point against Liverpool, cracking win in Europe. Unfortunately, they're out of Europe after the result, going to Forest and getting just beaten. Excuse me, beaten badly at home. So maybe you can Hugger Hotspur fan can make a change and everything. But does this do something good for Spurs? Does this give the kind of momentum for Spurs where they can regroup? They can get together. They can work on things on the training ground. They can focus on certain games now and look at the future and say, okay, how do we literally get this group of players to get over the finishing line? It's not about how high up the table they can go. They've just got to figure out how to win 1 or 2 more games. That's it. That's all they've got to worry about. How to win a couple more games. And maybe this little break will help them. Maybe this little break will get to the point where, they don't worry. They don't panic. I like that. Are they going to stay up? I think they're going to go down. Yes! All right. See what happens when people leave me alone on these devices and stuff. I could just have a field day with playing all these stuff. So yeah, go back to the international break. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What games are you guys looking forward to? There was some qualifiers tonight. I don't want to spoil it if people haven't seen the results, but it was not a good night for the British Isles and Ireland. Republic of Ireland went out on penalties. Wales went out on penalties. And Northern Ireland went out in normal time against Italy. So England are there, Scotland are there, but there will be no Wales, there'll be no Ireland, and there'll be no Northern Ireland as well. So pretty sad night for the UK and Ireland for their teams and whatnot. But it's exciting because you've now got Italy into a potential getting back to the World Cup for the first time in, I think, 3 World Cups. They've missed the last 3, maybe more than that now. So again, it's exciting for these games, but what do fans do if you don't really care about international football? For your Premier League fans that are not too fussed about England or Scotland or those kind of other countries as well, how do you guys keep motivated? How do you guys keep excited about thinking about what's next and looking forward to the next games and playing stuff? And what are you guys going to watch on TV for the next 3 weeks? I mean, baseball season started today in the United States, but it's kind of a bit boring for me. So I've now got to wait a few more weeks before the football is back on. And then it's going to be rapid fire before the end of the season. It's going to go very, very fast as well. Back to the poll. Back to the poll. If you're just tuning in, I see a few more people have just tuned in right now. So I'm going to bring the poll back up as well. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Who's going to go down? Who's going to be that third team that's going to join what we think is going to be Wolves or Burnley? Prove me wrong. Is it going to be Spurs? Is it going to be Leeds, Forest, or is it going to be West Ham? Again, put your answers in the comments. This will be on Facebook and Instagram. Put your answers in the comments below as well. We'll do the tally up and we'll announce the tally on next week's show. So keeping it cool and keeping it short. What's coming up over the next couple of weeks, you say? It's not going to be just me by myself next time, that's for sure. Next Wednesday, World Cup Wednesday. If you've not been involved with our World Cup Wednesday show so far, you've got to get involved. What we're doing leading up to this summer's World Cup, I think 70 something days left now until the World Cup kicks off for 2026, co-hosted by the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Each week, we're going to be taking a little dive down memory lane. We'll pick a different World Cup where we'll go back in time. We'll talk about the best games, the best goals, any kind of crazy action that happened at those events, any kind of news, any kind of something that blew up and that people were shocked and amazed by as well. We'll go well into our favorite games from those tournaments. We'll talk about our favorite players. So that's World Cup Wednesday. That's going to be every Wednesday from 7:30 with myself and Gary. Last week, if you missed it, we talked about, I'm not going to tell you, you can find it online. We talked about a World Cup and we talked about some of our favorite players of those World Cup. It was 2010. I'll break it down to you. We entered the 2010 World Cup and we talked all about how cool it was and what an eventful, amazing tournament it was. But where we go next week, we don't know, so you don't know. But tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 for our World Cup Wednesday, which is followed by this show every Thursday from 7:30. No one's going to be ditching it next week, right, Gary? 7:30 next week, where we're reviewing the Premier League. And you know what? I'm trying to think about it now because there's no Premier League games next week. We might do a different show. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We could talk about the Championship. What teams are looking likely to come up and join the Premier League? Again, for those that are not too familiar with how it works in the UK, we have promotions and relegations. So there's 3 teams that will disappear from the Premier League, and there'll be 3 brand new teams that will get promoted from the Championship. So it keeps it a little bit cool, a little bit interesting, a little bit fun, a little bit funky. I did have another comment, and I'm going to bring it back up again. I got a comment. Could we just have one more look at that picture of Gary back in the day? Now we're just old people on podcasts and going out to events without me. I wasn't invited tonight, although I live in a different state. Gary didn't feel it fit to invite me over there as well. So back to the questions. Back to the questions. Again, very, very important. We get this one. It's not hard, as Gary likes to say. You've just got to think about it. It is doable. It's one of those questions that you sit down and you and your mates will do it in the pub, or you'll do it at the house, and probably you'll get the bit of paper with your notes on it and you'll write one down and then you'll think about it. You'll be doing something around the house, and then all of a sudden another one comes to you, another one, and you write that one down. So you're not going to be able to probably sit down and get it all at once. You may be able to get it if you sit down and you really think about it. So again, Gary and Chris's Proper Dead Hard Thursday trivia question. Tonight, we will announce the results, the winners, next Thursday at 7:30 live on YouTube and Facebook. Name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. You think, what's a unique second name? A unique second name, they're the only team that have that name. So a City or a United is not unique because there's more than one of those teams. Again, I'm not going to give you any clues. I'm not going to say anything for one of these or any of these teams. I'm not going to say anything, but I just want to make it fair to everybody. You need to name every club in the top 4 English leagues with a unique second name. That means only one team have that unique second name. Take your time with this. I don't think we can get any rock because it's not controversial. There's only a certain amount of teams that have a unique second name. So I apologize on behalf of EPL across the pond for all the folks that have got a bit tasty about some of the answers that for some of the previous Proper Dead Hard Thursday trivia question. But I think this one's pretty easy once you really take your time to write them down and put it into the place of what you think it may be. So I will leave you this question tonight. It's going to be a pretty shorter than normal show because it's just me. Pretty easy tonight. A thank you for tuning in and watching the show tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll be back with another World Cup Wednesday. Tune in live on Facebook and YouTube. If you've not done so already, I'm sure you have. I don't know why you wouldn't. Subscribe on YouTube. It is free. We'll get you all the latest and greatest stuff of the shows. We'll put little clips on there and whatnot. Give us a follow on Facebook. Give us a follow on Instagram. Drop us a message on those. We answer all the chats and the texts ourselves, myself and Gary. Drop us a message on those. Say hello to us. Tag us at EPL across the pond if you want us to talk about us or highlight us as well. Tag us the EPL Preview Show as well. So I want to do the tags. And thank you for putting up with me tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the show. It wasn't too bad. And I appreciate everything and everyone out there. The one thing I've just realized is going to happen when I end this show is probably going to end on the wrong ending. But that's okay. We're here for you. We're here for mistakes. That's what it's all about. Have a good evening, everybody.